What's going on? Oh,
Let's go express.
la da 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 da. Yeah. What's going on? Oh,
More knowledge, more power. I said donations by the hour. More books turn children to scholars. These seeds turn for flowers endowed with unlimited power. And it's gone to strike. You seek solutions for life. The spirit knows it to be trite for man, but this life within keeps me right and sin. Brother, oh, what's going on inside your dome? We can't kill those growing the stones flow from home to uplift our own. Place them back on thrones. Living in the world keys to truly succeed. Hard doors to fulfill the peace. Reminiscent uses of me. How to administer what? Be proud of what they think they boy. Invest in each other. Better brothers. Right with God, that's right with man. Not the popular contradiction. No more shucking and jiving. No more trying to survive. No more petty excuses. Spill brothers' juices. Cash it out over tea and herbs, and that's what.
what's going on? People dying every day. Things will never be the same, but we gotta make a way. What's going on? Yo, we gotta stop the hate. Move the world a better space. People dying every day. What's going on? I'm just saying how I feel. No one else gon' keep it real like the way I want. What's going on? People dying every day. Things will never be the same, but we gotta make a way. What's going on? Oh, what's going on? Oh,
Peace and love, all. Prince L coming to you with Moorish Temporal Light, based out of Miami, Florida, state territory. Doing a little work today. You know, it was requested of me to do a video regarding trust, estates, and planning the whole thing. So, you know, they asked me for a diagram. I gave them a video, and that's exactly what I'm about to do for y'all today. So let's get into this video, all right? Let's get into this video. A little diagram just to help us go through this, all right? Now, if you read the title of this video, this is the estate planning video, or rather, you know, video consultation and a review of MyAttorney software, home and business software. I like this program. I like it a lot, so much because it helps to simplify everything that I've been doing as far as tax preparation, credit repair, and also petition preparation for individuals who are pro se litigants or representing themselves. So here's this free video consultation. You can always come back to this video consultation whenever you need to. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to hit me up at moorstemplolit@gmail.com. The link or the email address is in the link or in the description bar below. All right. What else we got? Feel free to check out the website, www.mtol.org/, and click on the services button. It'll take you to a list of all the services that we provide. We are doing way more than body work, okay? Consultations, assistance, preparation, and so much more, all right? Now, for the individuals who are, you know, questioning why plan your estate, this is going to be one of the reasons why, all right? If you're looking for some other sources that you might feel are more credible than this video demonstration is, by all means, check out rocketlawyer.com. Big ups to them. They actually assist in the production of the MyAttorney home and business software. And they also provide, through the software, legal assistance, in some instances for free, depending on your circumstances, and by service fee, of course, because workman is worthy of their hire. And if you need an individual to present your case because you may not be learned in the areas of law or in the various areas of law, or you need assistance in the preparation of your documentation, by all means, a lawyer can be a consultant pertaining to your issue. All right, they can also be used as a specialist in any case, of course, given their specialty of law, their practice of law. All right, so let's get into it. Who needs to create an estate? Answer: everyone, but few people do because they think that it costs too much, and they also associate lawyer assistance with the cost included. All right, some don't know or even think that they have the time to do so. And I'm going to show you today that that's hogwash. All right, so what is an estate? An estate, what is also a trust? What is a living will? What are the differences between wills, trusts, and estates? Well, the balance has a great article if anyone is interested in looking at that. I also included that in the description bar below, along with the Rocket Lawyer link and the IRS Guidelines and frequently asked questions regarding estates for those who are looking for, also want to do more research, become very competent to this. And by all means, I'm going to continue to harp on you, the viewer, watching, researching for yourself. A lot of the information that's available to you for free, all right, such as this video, it's on YouTube, it's a publication, it's for public use, all right? So take advantage of some of these free sources of information that you have. And when you finally feel competent and confident enough to continue on with your action, by all means do so, okay? An estate essentially is the net worth of an individual in the eyes of the law. It includes bank accounts, domiciles, or your home or vehicles, and your rights to intellectual property, designs, literature, licenses for business, assets, and any other accounts associated with your name and social security number. A trust is a relationship in which one person holds title to property, subject to an obligation to keep or use the property for the benefit of another. A trust is formed under state law. You may wish to consult the law of the state in which the organization is organized. Note that for a trust to qualify under Section 501c3 of the Code of the Internal Revenue Code, its organizing document must contain certain language. Your organizing document being your articles of incorporation or your articles of existence, or certificate of existence if you're a nonprofit or religious organization. All right. Publication 557 contains some of the suggested language to include into your organizing documents. All right. So oftentimes, people ask me, how did I go about creating my the more simple of lights articles of incorporation? What language? How did I come across that language? Well, I read publication 557. Saw that organizations that may want to or seek exemption must be engaged in the activities of education, spirituality, or charity, in which case more simple of light is engaged in all of the above. We are for the upliftment of all humanity, fallen humanity, all humanity, all right? And in this first portion of this diagram, we see that a person with a soul, it may be in their interest to create a will. Now, we're going to get into a lot of the clarifying points as to what a will is. Now, a will, for those who are not familiar, all right, is a last statement or final wishes, all right? It expresses within it, that there is property or assets that the individual owns and who will be the recipients or receivers of those assets, all right? Now, this type of information can also be named or contained within a trust, a living trust, or even a living will, in which case we will also get to those things in just a moment. But for those of you who like to read ahead, by all means, no problem with it. All right, let's check out some of the defining characteristics of an estate. All right, in which case we already expressed that they contain, or essentially the estate is your total net worth, right? Your property, the monetary value associated with that property, but it can also contain property that is related or specific to intellectual property, as well as copyrights, trademarks, deeds, titles, things of that nature can also be held within the estate. But not everybody has their estate planned out. And a common law estate, while it sounds nice, without any type of paperwork backing it up, it's all hearsay, all right? A trust is very similar to a will in that it expresses what the wishes and desires of the creator is in regards to the assets and property held in trust. However, a trust cannot have any type of final wishes included in it, all right? So it's not like a will. And in the interest of creating a great estate, I recommend that you create both, all right? Now, wills versus trust. Why your estate needs both is quite simply because the things that a will does, a trust does not, all right? So in order for your estate to operate more smoothly, let's identify what is in a will and what is in a trust, all right? Or the characteristics of both, all right? So for will, if you just review right here, you'll see that it is a testament, all right? It is a statement. The last statement or the last wishes or final wishes of the creator, the grantor, aka the settler, all right? Now, within that, within the will, if the individual has a child or a spouse, all right, more times than likely, the surviving spouse will be named as the guardian of the child, all right? Or if there is no spouse, or no spouse available, given certain circumstances, another parent or another family member may be named as the child's guardian in a will. Bear in mind, if you don't have a will and you have a child and something ever happens to you and you don't express what happens to the child, the state is going to intervene and they're going to create their own thing. The child will become a ward of the state. And quite frankly, if you're familiar with the foster care system here within the United States, it is below par. It is subpar, all right? Other things that need to be understood about a will is that this is a public document, considering that it expresses the final wishes. The final wishes to whom? To everybody that is outside of the private creator, all right? It's just very simple explanations. I'm not going to, beat people over the head with legalese, all right? In an estate, there is an administrator or an executor that will administer the final wishes of the will and carry out any actions or distribute any assets held within a trust. Now, let's explain what the trust is. A trust is, once again, a relationship between two parties, individuals individuals and corporations, or corporation with corporation, right? In which case, there is an express agreement created which states what will happen with the assets should anything happen to the creator, grantor, settler of the estate, of the trust, of the living will. All right. So that person is going to be called the trustee. All right. And it is going to be the trustee's responsibilities to manage all of the estate holder or the estate creator's debts. You're going to have to manage the debts because that's what an estate is. It is for the decedent or for the dying. Decedent meaning for an individual that is dying. And technically, we're all decedents because from the moment that we were born, we were already put into the cycle of life and death. So at any moment it can happen. You never know. All right. That's not to create fear. That's to create concern. That is just to show you that you too are subject to the rules of mortality. When you are born, there is a death, and that is the natural course of existence. Transition. Moving right along. Within a trust, there may not be a child's guardian or a named a caretaker of the child, but there may be a custodian that manages a trust that has been created in the interest or in the benefit of the child as a beneficiary to someone else's will. All right. So a children's trust can be created in association with an estate, or excuse me, with within a will and within an estate. All right. Now, each state has a Uniform Minors Trust Act that has regulations and guidelines that details what the custodian may and may not do, and regardless of whether or not that minors trust custodian minors trust act is in place or has been placed onto the Declaration of Trust, it's all right because the federal government still has regulations as to who's going to do what, for the child's trust until the child becomes of age to eventually take over the trust himself. All right. Now, the trust is a private document, okay, and it's usually composed of three parts. Part one, the certificate of trust, which states that there is a trust in existence. Part two, which is the declaration of trust, all right, which details the assets, property, licenses, and bank accounts, basically the nuts, bolts, gears, and wheels of and mechanisms of the trust, in operation or in creation. However, that is a private document, and not anyone who is not a beneficiary or a trustee should have access to the declaration of trust. All right, because then that is a violation of the trust. Like trust is just between those two consenting parties. No, if it's not disclosed in the declaration of trust that the assets or the information contained in the trust can be disclosed to other parties not privileged to or in agreement to the declaration of trust, that is, they're just gonna have to step aside. All right. That could be made, rather it can be made, or it could just be omitted, in which case that's what I mean by they could just step aside. All right. So there's that private document. And within a trust, there are no final wishes left. All right. The only final wishes can be left in a will. All right. Now, the benefits of a trust are that it also avoids probate. Probate being the court process in which there is an administrator created by the local or state governments to administer or distribute the assets held within the estate. Now, this can be very time consuming and this can also be very costly. So the benefits to creating a trust is that it avoids the probate, whereas a will not avoid probate. And if there's a will but no trust, then the court will take the will through the probate system, and it may take a long period of time before, beneficiaries, heirs, or anybody else in need of the relief that was left by the deceased. You don't want to delay that process. So let's get into this trust document, all right? Now, before we continue with the trust document or the estate interview, I just want to say that in the event that a person does die and does not leave behind a will or a trust, this is what is called an estate intestate, all right? In which case the federal, state, or corporate agent may file as an heir or beneficiary to the estate through fiduciary relationship. Now, fiduciary relationship means just through some type of corporate relationship or some type of agreement that might have been made, usually in the form of a contract. So if you're not familiar with what your contracts are, by all means, become very familiar with them because your estate is on the line. Now, let's go ahead and get into this software. This software is dope. I like this software a lot, all right? Now, here is the MyAttorney Home and Business software. It comes preloaded with a number of goodies, and let me just get into some of these goodies, all right? It comes with multiple profiles, all right, in which you can edit, create new profiles. You can even import a profile if you've dealt with this type of software before. Work on a document. You can work on saved documents, personal document wizards, in case you're not sure what course of action to go. The wizard, by all means, is like a simple step-by-step guide towards how to fill the required fields for the documents, all right? You can browse over 1,300 plus documents that are related to home and business. And if you create an online account, you can also manage your documents online. You can do e-signing and storage. You can even get legal advice and consult the legal planning guide. I'm going to go through some of these things. I'm going to start with finances, go all the way over here to the finance menu first. And let's see what's going on over here. Okay, here's the finance. About you. Please answer the following questions about yourself. If you do not complete this section, certain calculations in the program may be incorrect or unusable. And it's going to tell you what's going on. Interest Vision is designed to help you make personal financial calculations and decisions. The templates in Interest Vision focus on some common financing and saving situations and alternatives that you may be facing in your everyday life. Because of the personal nature of the calculations, some of the same information is used in several places. By gathering this information now, Interest Vision can customize program settings for your individual needs and make your calculations accurate for your specific financial situation. If you do not provide certain information, some calculations, blah, 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 blah. All right? That's great. Let's close that section out. All right? Look at that. Automobiles, consumer credit, retirement, the basics, loan amortization, savings accumulation. Oh, look at that. Mortgage loans, 15-year versus 30-year, point analysis, home renting versus buying. This is great. This is absolutely great. This is everything an individual who is interested in managing their own affairs might just need in order to, do that with some accuracy and in a high level of success. Let's look at some of these documents that they have available to us, all right? And then we're going to get into the estate planning. Here are all the home documents, all right? All the home documents. We're talking personal document wizards, in which case you load the screen up with your personal information, address, phone number, so on and so forth, and it will completely populate all those repetitive fields for you without you ever having to go back. All right, let's scan. Let's look at some of these things. All right, here are the wizard results. All right, advanced healthcare, and we're going to go through some of that stuff in just a second. All right, 401k rollover request, advanced healthcare directives, affidavit of domicile, bad check notices, bank confirmation letter, bill of sales for motor vehicles. All right, cancel membership, change of address, cell phone inquiry letter, child care authorization, child care instructions, child support review letter, child visitation letter, codicil. What else do we have? Let's go down. FBI CIA records request. Yeah, they got that too. Identity theft affidavit. Ooh, that's always good. Hospital visitation authorization. Identity theft complaint to an attorney general. Ooh, identity theft complaint to an attorney general. This letter can be used to make a written complaint to an office of an attorney general about a company's policies or practices for handling customer lists or other information such as personal or legal records that may have contributed to the cause of an identity theft incident. Yep. Name change petition in order. Insurance claim denial. Landlord notice to enter. Late rent notice. All right. I think you're pretty much getting the gist of what it is that we're talking about. Let's go ahead and create a document, all right? So here we are in a created document. Let's go ahead and choose which kind of document we're going to make. We're over here in the home section, right? So here we are in the home section, but we could also do this in the business section. Let's go back over here to the home section, and let's go ahead and take a look at the estate administration real briefly, and then we're going to go ahead and jump into a very quick run through of the estate plan. All right. Here is the estate administration worksheet. All right. Affidavit of domicile. This document is requested by stock or bond transfer agents to confirm the state of residence for a person who has died in order to transfer securities. Now, we see that this is for a person who has died. So we're not going to stay here. We're going to get into the estate planning, because the estate planning, the plan is for the living. The administration is for the deceased. So let's go ahead and get into this. Launch a personal document wizard. How much ongoing effort do you wish to put into your estate? I am willing to be involved throughout my lifetime, and you should too. Living trust requires a rather substantial amount of effort on your part. Among other things, you will need to take action to transfer your assets into your trust and maintain the trust throughout your lifetime. Next question. Personal marital status. Are you single? Are you married, divorced, remarried? What? Considering divorce? Whatever that might be, you did it right. Children. Do you or your spouse have any children? I have children, so I'm going to elect yes. And it's going to ask you to provide the child's information. Now, I'm not going to do that for the sake of this video, but I'm going to just say baby L child. That's right. Keeping it simple. Last name first, first name last. Haha. Who are the parents? Well, let's keep it going. Manning. Who are the parents? Both you and your spouse. Well, remember, I elected that I was single, so it says it's already chosen for me, you only. Is this child a minor? Yes, my children are. And I have other children, but I'm not going to add them in right now. Okay, congratulations. You have answered the last question. When you press finish, you will return to a list of suggested documents. The documents suggested for you will appear with an arrow next to them as illustrated below. When you press finish, shall we press finish? We're going to press finish. Okay. And you can always go to your managed documents to see just exactly what it is that you did. Today's date is 7/9/2018. yes, I do use world time, aka military time. It's only considered military time here in the United States because only the military is traveling the world, aren't they? Well, simple. Well, let's go ahead and continue to manage some documents. Now that we've completed that application, let's go ahead and continue with the Advanced Healthcare Directives. Now, this is going to help us state-specific document that allows you to designate a person to make healthcare decisions for you if you are unable to. It also allows you to state your wishes regarding the withholding or withdrawal of life-sustaining procedures under certain circumstances. All right? We're going to check out all the forms with the arrows next. Do you want to start this? Maybe in another video. If you're interested in seeing any of these additional affidavits or documents in use, please comment below, and I'll be sure to create a video for you. Also, you can feel free to send me an email as the other brother did, or the other individual, because I'm not going to name any names, and send me your information request, and I will do my best to provide that information request for you. So in the event that I wanted to revoke my healthcare directive, I could do so with that. All right. Let's say I am the owner and controller of several businesses. This worksheet can be used to identify basic information that is needed to form a new business or change the form of an existing business. For individuals who are looking to start up their businesses, feel free to contact me also at Moorish, MOOLIHT@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to assist you or provide you a video consultation so that way you can, do it yourself and still not have to pay anybody. Also, let me go ahead and express that while the donations are advertised, it is not mandatory. But anything that you do, donate is greatly appreciated. It helps with transportation. It helps with, purchasing more software, to help create a greater ease. It's luxury, all right? Otherwise, I'd still be like hand typing each single document that I sent out. This just helps me out, right? Child care authorization. This document grants a caretaker temporary custody of your child. Temporary custody of your child. Also includes a letter which notifies school officials such as a principal or a teacher of the temporary authorization. Reasons to create: to designate someone to take care of your children temporarily, to provide specific powers to the caretaker. All right? Child care instructions. This form provides important phone numbers, medical information, and special instructions to the babysitters, daycare providers, and other child care providers who will have responsibility for the child. In the interest of those who are seeking the immunization waiver forms, you may want to go ahead and review child care instructions and also consider this next document that I'm about to highlight and illustrate. All right, that being the Healthcare Power of Attorney, Advanced Healthcare Directive, Healthcare Power of Attorney, and Living Will. This state-specific document allows you to designate a person to make healthcare decisions for you if you are unable to do so. That's incapacitation, all right? Now, it also allows you to state your wishes regarding the withholding or withdrawal of life-sustaining procedures under certain circumstances. All right, some reasons to create might be declining health, designate a specific person to make health care decisions for you, the possibility of surgery or hospitalization, state your wishes so that it's more likely to that they will be carried out, diagnosis of a terminal condition with no hope of recovery. And it also gives you some suggestions for information you're going to need before you begin and reasons to update. Software is on point. Healthcare power of attorney revocation in the event that you want to revoke a healthcare power of attorney. And we also have some other things that I would like to just view real quick. Living trust. This document is used to create a trust to manage a person's assets during his or her lifetime. It provides for payments of income to that person and distributes the remaining assets of the trust upon his or her death. Special note, this trust is not appropriate for someone whose estate, including the insurance proceeds and retirement plans, exceeds the federal estate tax applicable exclusion amount of $2 million. Reasons to create: own property to be distributed upon your death. Designate the person or organizations that will receive your assets after your death. Designate the person who will carry out your wishes. A desire to use a living will in a portable will instead of a will, perhaps for privacy reasons. A desire to have a system in place for the management of your assets if you become unable or unwilling to manage them yourself. So that's great. You can either be personally responsible or you can hire contract somebody. Let me not say hire, because a workman is worthy of their hire. So let's discuss contract. You can contract with a managing corporation or organization or individual, to do that. So like, let's say that you have somebody in the family who just manages the family's estate, by all means, transfer it over to them, okay? Things that you want to have for your living trust are the amendments to change one or more provision of a living trust or joint living trust. Joint living trust being for married couples. Bill of transfer. This document is used to transfer personal property to a living trust or joint living trust. This document cannot be used to transfer real estate or other property which has a title document, such as vehicles. For that, you're going to have to use a quit claim deed or even a warranty deed, depending on your state of residence, all right? Certification of trust. Certificate of trust. This certification is used by a trustee to provide a banking institution, brokerage firm, transfer agent, or other third party with key information that is needed regarding a living revocable trust. Information like what? Information like reasons to create, to provide third parties with information regarding a living revocable trust. Information such as the name of the trustee or co-trustee and the name of the trust and a copy of the trust agreement. Meaning, you're going to need the declaration of trust and you're going to need the employer identification number if you're planning on really keeping your trust private, all right? Living trust joint, all right, creates a revocable trust to hold and manage a couple's assets during their lifetime. It provides for payments of income to the couple and distributes the remaining assets of the trust upon their deaths. Revocation is used to revoke a living trust or a joint living trust. So in the event of a divorce, right, wish to revoke a civil trust in anticipation of creating a joint living trust, for example, due to marriage, due to divorce, or the desire for a separate trust. Wish to revoke a single living trust or a joint living trust due to a change of mind regarding the use of a living trust. Wish to make substantial changes to a living trust by revoking the old living trust and preparing a new living trust. Note, if the old living trust already holds assets, consider amending and restarting the old living trust instead of revoking it in total. This way, it will not be necessary to transfer the assets from one living trust to the other. All right? There's your living trust funding worksheet for couples that are married. For an individual that is single, all right? And of course, the living will, all right? This state-specific document allows you to designate a person to make healthcare decisions. Remember, a will designates a person or an administrator or a caretaker or appoints power of attorney to an individual to make healthcare decisions or even financial decisions, all right? So, what else? Loan agreements, medical records request, uses documents to produce a letter and an authorization form to request a patient's medical records from the healthcare provider, because that's private information. Medical records transfer form. This provides a form for you to authorize the transfer of medical records from one healthcare provider to another. Treatment authorization for a minor. Medical appeal denial, part 1. This letter is used to request that Medicare consider its initial decision on a part A claim. And the reasons to create this is to have a denied claim reconsidered. All right. Other things to consider: bills of service, memorial plans, mental health declaration, powers of attorney, moving checklist, name change notification letters. All right. notice of death for general notice of meeting, which is very important. This document is used to provide notice to directors and or shareholders regarding a time, date, and place of an upcoming meeting. Trust must maintain minutes. They are required to have minutes for at least one annual meeting. All right, reasons to create: need to notify shareholders or directors of the time, place, and of corporate meeting, and organ donation form, personal financial statements, powers of attorney general, and revocation, which are necessary in for many reasons. Quit claims deeds. I apologize if it seems as if I'm rushing, but I feel like this video has already come to a conclusion, and I don't want to overwhelm you with any more information. But you see what's available to you, with this software. 1,300 plus affidavits and documents pertaining to home and business related matters. All right, Social Security, time off, administrator, trust letter to a mortgage. I do want to show that trust administrator, trust letter to a bank or broker. All right, to transfer of your bank account, brokerage account, or individual securities to your revocable living trust. All right, it's not complicated. Transferring your benefits, your property, your assets from your personal name into the name of your all capitalized letter, estate in trust. By all means, like simple stuff, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And with that being said, what's going to help people the most is education. By all means, get yourself a copy of this software. You can get it at Office Depot. I'm also including an Amazon affiliates link in the description bar below, so that way you can get it yourself. By all means, this software does not make you competent to be a lawyer or a paralegal or a civic legal assistant or even a petition preparer. I am a consultant. My specialties are in holistic healthcare, tax preparation, credit repair, and court petition preparation filings. All right, so those are 4 great reasons why I use this software for and in the interest of my clients. All right, this happened to be my specific profile. All right, so it's the reason why it seems as though there's very limited information. I've just recently decided to amend my living revocable trust after I saw how much ease I had available to me with this software. If you're looking for ease and manageability and accountability on a personal level, or you're just trying to reduce your expenses for your business, by all means, get yourself this software. Manage your shit, manage your affairs, because it's just that simple. All right, so with all that being said, thank you for joining, and don't forget, like, comment, share, subscribe. We out here. Moorish Temple of Light Trust Board.
Flowers endowed with unlimited power in this garden of strife. You see solutions for life, the spirit knows it to be trite. Love man, but this light within keeps me right in sin. Brother, oh, what's going on inside your home? We can't kill blues growing the stones slow from home. Need to uplift our own, place them back on thrones. Give it the little keys to truly succeed. Unlock the doors to fulfilling the peace. Medicinal uses of how to administer thought. Be proud of more than what they bought. Invest in each other. Be better lovers. Right with God, that's right within. Not the popular contradiction. No more shucking and jiving. No more trying to survive. No more petty excuses. Spill brothers' juices. Hash it out over tea and herbs, and that's worth.
What's going on? People dying every day, things will never be the same. But we gotta make a way. What's going on? No, we gotta stop the hate, move the world a better space. People dying every day, what's going on? I'm just saying how I feel, no one else gon' keep it real like the way I want. What's going on? People dying every day, things will never be the same, but we gotta make a way, what's going on? Oh, what's going on?